Hi, everybody. How are you? Happy. What's today? Today's Thursday. Yay, it's Thursday. What does that mean? It means the weekend's coming. And so I always love Thursdays because that means it's almost Friday. It's time for us to be spending with our families. So hopefully that's what you're going to be doing this weekend. So I want to ask you a question, okay? I see this all the time in business with any industry at all, and it actually impacts everyone's success, right? As well as it impacts their quality of life. And whether you're in real estate or in lending, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're a local business or a small business, I know that many of you are leaving a lot of money on the table, and it happens everywhere I look. So if you haven't reached six figures yet, maybe it's because you are missing certain aspects that you need to involve in your business. Maybe it's because you're new in your business or new to the business. Maybe you're just starting out. So if that's the case, this applies to you too. So let me talk to you a little bit about exactly what I'm talking about. There's 6 things that I see so many people do, and we're going to talk about that right now. People, number one, the overall issue that I see with people doing is they treat their business like a hobby. Let me say that again. Many people treat their business like a hobby, especially if they're self-employed, right? So let me ask you a question. Are you treating your business like a hobby, right? Rather than really, truly focusing on your business. So let's talk about some of the signs that I see that people do on a very, very regular basis that actually impedes them from progressing, impedes them from making that 7 figures. Number one, obviously, you know, the overall thing is they're treating their business not like a business, but like a hobby. But do you have clear goals and deadlines set in place? Do you have clear goals? Do you have deadlines that you have set in place to match those goals? If you don't, it's imperative that you do. Studies show that you're 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you actually have it written down and if you give a deadline to it. So do you have clearly written down goals and deadlines for those goals? If you're a real estate agent, a lender, a local professional, a small business, an entrepreneur, do you have those? Okay. Many people, they don't have any kind of organized system to manage their clients, to manage their leads. They're not organized, right? So ask yourself the question, do you have a managed, organized system to manage the leads that you have? Are you organized with your leads, right? Everyone's so concerned about getting leads. Leads for me is very, very easy to generate, but it's so much more important than just getting those leads. Once you get them, what are you doing with them? Do you have a managed, organized system to be able to nurture that lead, to be able to fulfill that lead, to be able then to convert that lead, and then to get them to want to resell, refer, and retain with you later? What are you doing with those? Okay. Are you inconsistent with your marketing efforts? What are you doing as far as your marketing efforts goes? Are you marketing? Are you marketing consistently? One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is that they are not consistent about anything, right? They just start something one time and then they stop, all right? You work really hard, you know, and it doesn't work, so you stop doing it. So are you consistent in your marketing efforts? Another really big mistake that I see. Another thing is, are you keeping to a schedule for your work? Are you keeping to a schedule, right? Many people that are entrepreneurs, real estate agents, lenders, small local business professionals, because they're on their own schedule, they don't keep to a schedule. They just kind of work when they want to. They're not, you know, specifically coming into the office every day at 8 o'clock and then leaving at, 6 o'clock. They're just not really being intentional about their business. That's a really big mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs, real estate agents, lenders make, is they're not being intentional and keeping to a specific schedule within their business. Another thing that I see people do is they start something and they work and they don't see results right away, so they quit and they stop. Are you a one-time wonder? Okay. Or do you understand that in your business, things take time, right? Things take time. It takes time for your community, for your prospect, for your avatar to get to know you, to know your product, to get to like you, trust you, for you to develop respect. It doesn't happen overnight, right? Do you see challenge as your friend, or do you see it as an obstacle? I see challenge as my friend, because I know that there's going to have obstacles that are going to come into place, and I just need to move and dive and switch what I'm doing so that I can not only overcome that obstacle, so that I can crush it and then move on. And I know that when a challenge comes before me, that it means that I am learning and growing, and that it's going to help me get to that next level. If I'm not challenged, I am stagnant. I'm doing just what I'm doing. Okay. Another problem that I see people doing is they have these leads and they have these clients and they don't nurture them, right? Because someone doesn't immediately buy for you right this second. Instead of you nurturing that prospect, nurturing that lead, nurturing that client, they let it go. They only want to go for the immediate client, the immediate prospect. Do you know that in most cases, whether you're selling yourself or a physical product, or you're going after a client, that typically it takes an average of 12 times to 12 touches to be able to get that client to even want to talk to you. 12 times it takes for you to even get on the phone with your prospect. When are you stopping? Do you know the average person stops after 2 tries? How many times are you actually continuing to nurture your clients? Are you just going for the easy, low-hanging fruit? Because that's quick and immediate, right? Those are great. But all the fruit that's on top eventually will fall, but it doesn't happen overnight, okay? So again, some of the biggest mistakes that I see people doing over and over and over again is, number one, they are not treating their business like a business. They're treating it like a hobby, not a true business. And in doing so, what are they doing? They are not setting goals. Are you setting goals? Do you have timelines to meet those goals? Do you have organized systems in place to help you ensure that when you get these leads, that eventually you turn them into clients? Because we know that nothing happens overnight. Are you organized? Are you consistent with your marketing efforts? Or do you do a few things once or twice and then it doesn't work and you stop? Are you constantly marketing yourself or your product or your service? Okay. And once you do that, let me ask you another question. If you're an independent contractor, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a lender, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a local business person, do you stick to a schedule? Or are you just kind of playing this game of, hey, I feel like going in today, or maybe today I want to get a massage? Are you working as if you had a full-time 40-hour-a-week job, or are you treating it as if it's just, something you can or can't do? What are you doing? Okay. Are you trying something and then stopping right away, or are you continuing to push until eventually it happens? Because the only time that you will fail is when you stop. Okay. Are you getting leads and then because they're not immediate, are you letting them fall through the cracks, or are you nurturing them? Do you have an organized system to nurture them? Does any of this sound like you, right? I'm hoping that you're saying, Krista, I'm doing all those things. I have goals. I have deadlines. I'm consistent. I market. I don't just go for the low-hanging fruit. I nurture people. I realize that things take time. But if that's not you, then you need to get yourself organized. You need to get a clear plan to get you to go from here to here, and you need to stick to it. You need to treat your business like a business, not a hobby, because if you want to make 7 figures, if you want to meet your goal, you need to be intentional about your day. You need to be intentional about what you're doing, and you need to stick to it, and you need to go. Right? You need to go. Nothing happens overnight. And if you don't have a clear plan and a clear process and a clear system to get you from here to here, you never are, right? Things don't happen overnight. All those times that people say that there's an overnight immediate success story, they do not exist. They do not happen. All right. So remember that and keep on pushing. And if you think that you need help and if you didn't meet your goals from last year, we're already at the end of the year. We have the 4th quarter. What are most people doing in the 4th quarter? Most people are starting to now, they're closing up, right? They're getting comfortable. It's the holiday time. They're going to quit working. I'm telling you, now is your time to attack. Your competitors are sitting back. They're sleeping. Now is when you need to be that bold lion that jumps out of your skin and does something different. Because if you didn't meet your goals last year, do you need help meeting them? I personally have multiple coaches that help me get to go from here to here because I know that I need help to learn things that I'm not an excellent in, right? So we continue to master them and learn, implement, master, repeat, okay? Are you doing that? If you haven't met your goals last year, what are you doing different today than you did last year? If you can't answer that question, you might need to hire yourself a coach. And if that's the case, I'm going to ask you, feel free to reach out to us. We change the lives of people. We teach them systems and processes. We give them routines so that they can take action and implement them and have a new ending. Do not fall asleep. It's time to wake up and go after what it is that you want. So if you would like to schedule a call with one of my success coaches, I would ask you to reach out to us. Go to Krista, http:/KristaMashore.com/help, and we can help you. We're helping hundreds of people across the nation change their lives, put a massive imprint in their business, be seen and exposed by the thousands, and do it in a manner that is 21st century results, not the way things were done years ago. So anyways, I hope that helped you today. Even if you don't get on a call, that's fine, but think about what we talked about. If you want to see difference in your business, go back and read this, share, like, comment. If you know something that this will help, don't keep us a secret. Tell the world we're trying to help people. And as always, you make it a great day. And remember, when you do what you love, people love what you do. And I will see you on Tuesday for our next coaching call. Have a great day, everyone. Hope this helped you. I really, really appreciate everyone watching. Talk to you soon.